The other day I cited some statistics about the popularity of Jesus' relics. Like the true cross, the nails used to crucify Jesus, and a piece of cloth said to be from his foreskin. I noted that millions of Christians over the centuries have venerated these relics, which are kept in churches and abbeys all over the world. And I mentioned that some Catholics even believe that relics have miraculous healing powers. But after I cited those stats, something strange happened. A bunch of people in the comments insisted that those numbers were wrong, that there weren't actually that many relics because, get this, the true cross was indestructible. Really, listen to this. John Calvin, the great Protestant reformer, once quipped that if all the fragments of the true cross were gathered together, they would fill a large ship. How can that be, John? Well, he was right, of course. There are a lot of supposed fragments of the true cross, but the Catholics have a ready explanation for that. According to Catholic Answers, a ministry of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, the true cross possessed a kind of material indestructibility. That's right, the true cross couldn't be destroyed, not by the elements, not by time, not even by human malice. So when someone came along and said, "Hey, I've got a piece of the true cross here," no one could prove them wrong. Of course, they could also prove their claim by producing a miracle, but that was seen as unnecessary. But I gotta ask, if the true cross was indestructible, then why did Joseph of Arimathea take it down off the hill? Couldn't he have just, put it in storage somewhere and been like, "Hey, don't worry, folks, I'll put this thing back up as soon as Jesus is resurrected." And then he never did ever. Or maybe that was part of the plan all along. I don't know. What I do know is that the notion of the indestructible true cross is a relatively recent development in Catholic thought. For most of church history, the standard explanation for the multiplication of relics was that, well, there were a lot of fakes. In other words, people were lying and saying that they had a piece of the true cross when they didn't. But in modern times, the Catholic Church has come up with a more sophisticated explanation, namely that the true cross was indestructible. Now, as far as I can tell, that belief hasn't been formally dogmatized, which means that Catholics aren't required to believe it, or even allowed to be criticized for not believing it. But it does appear in Catholic apologetics, and I'd imagine many Catholics do believe it. So I thought I should let you all know about it. I'm the host. If you want to know more about the origins of the Holy Land, check out my podcast, where I take you back to the time of Jesus.